Hello everyone, a very good morning. Let's start with AIMS test paper 8 solution. Question number 1. What is the unit of coefficient of viscosity poise in terms of kilogram per meter per second? Okay, so 1 poise in terms of CGS system is equal to 1 gram per centimeter and per second, right? Now you can replace 1 gram is 10 raised to minus 3 kilogram and 1 centimeter is 10 raised to minus 2 meter, right? So you can do these substitutions and you can calculate that the answer comes out to be 10 raised to minus 1. The gas which cannot be liquefied is an ideal gas because there are no forces of attraction between the molecules of an ideal gas. All other are real gases, we can liquefy them. Question number 53, which of the following relations regarding molecular velocities are true? Okay, so in this case, most probable velocity is equal to 0.8166 times the RMS velocity, correct? Because most probable velocity is under root 2 RT by M and the RMS velocity, guys, is under root 3 RT by M. Okay, so you can calculate the ratio. This will come out to 0.8166 times, right? Then RMS velocity is greater than average velocity, so the ratio cannot be less than 1. Average velocity is under root 8 RT by M. Yes, this statement is correct, as well as the first one was correct. The magnitude of most probable velocity is maximum. No, in fact, most probable speed is minimum out of the 3 statistical speeds, right? So the correct statements out of these 4 are A and C. Next question, which of the following molecules have the highest average speed at the same temperature? Okay, now average speed, guys, is equal to under root 8 RT by pi m. So there are two factors, temperature and molecular mass. Temperature is same. So we are talking about the highest average speed. For that, we should have the minimum molar mass. You can calculate the molar masses. You will see that it comes out to be minimum for carbon dioxide. The average speed of helium atoms is twice that of molecules of a gas X at the same temperature. That means the average speed of helium is twice that of the some gas X at the same temperature. The molecular weight of gas X is. Now what is the formula for average speed? It's under root 8 RT by pi m, guys. Okay, this will be 2 multiplied by under root 8 RT. The temperature is same. Okay, and so I will cancel out the constants here, guys. First I'll take the square, right? Then this will be 8 RT by pi. The molecular mass of helium is 4 is equal to twice, it will be 2 multiplied by 2 because it will be square, and it will be 8 RT by pi, and we don't know the molecular mass of the gas. Now let us cancel out, 8 RT by pi is cancelled out. So I will have 1 upon 4 is equal to 4 by m. So the molecular mass of the gas is 60. Alright. Next question. Which one of the following when added to a liquid increases viscosity? Okay. So sugar, urea and glucose, this will cause weak bonding as compared to sodium chloride because it is an ionic compound. When sodium chloride is dissolved in water, there are ion dipole forces which are strong bonds, right? So the viscosity of liquid will increase because of the presence of strong attractive forces in it. This table gives the value of Van Hoel's constant A. We know that A is a direct measure of the strength of intermolecular forces between gas molecules. The gas which can most easily be liquefied. Okay, so greater the value of A, guys, greater will be the strength of intermolecular forces and greater will be the ease of liquefaction. Okay, so the gas which can most easily be liquefied is the one which is having maximum value of the Van Hoel's constant A. So of course it is ammonia because there is hydrogen bonding in it. The compressibility factor Z for a real gas at its boil temperature. Okay, boil temperature is a temperature at which a real gas exhibits ideal behavior. So obviously you guys should know that the Z for an ideal gas is 1. So Z for a real gas will also be 1 at its boil temperature. The unit of Van Hoel's constant A. Okay, now if you remember the Van Hoel's equation, we have P plus A n square by V square term, right? We have this term. Now dimensionally pressure can be added to pressure, right? So A n square by V square should have the units of pressure, let's say ATM, right? And if you do the dimension analysis here, then this will be ATM volume square goes there from denominator to the numerator, on the other side it will be liter square, and mole square changes its fraction side, so it will be mole inverse square. Okay, so this will be the correct answer. ATM liter square mole inverse square. Under which of the following conditions a real gas shows maximum deviation? Okay, see, all real gases exhibit ideal behavior at low pressures and high temperatures. All right, low pressure and high temperature. So obviously if you decrease temperature and increase pressure, the gas will deviate from ideal gas behavior. Here the lowest temperature is minus 100 degrees Celsius, guys, and the highest pressure is 5 atm. So obviously under these conditions the gas will show most non-ideal behavior. Okay, the IUPAC name of this compound. Okay, select the parent chain containing maximum number of carbon atoms and having double bond at the lowest possible position. So we can do this. It comes out to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay guys, so this will be 4 ethyl 3 methyl, and there is the word root is hept. Okay, and there's a double bond at 3, and these two similar groups are on the same side, so it is a cis alkene. So the correct answer becomes this. In the EZ notational system, which of the following groups will get the highest priority among the given ones? Okay, so there's a concept of phantom atoms. If you see aldehyde, so it is doubly bonded to oxygen. So we assume as if it is singly bonded to two oxygen atoms, right? So the groups bonded to this carbon are oxygen, oxygen, and hydrogen. Whereas in this case, they are O, H, and H. We arrange them in a decreasing order of atomic number. And then here it is C, C, C. At the first point of difference, guys, you'll have to see. Okay, so this is CH2, CH3. So obviously highest priority will go to this aldehyde group. For geometrical isomerism, you should not have something like this, right? Something like this should not be there. That is a carbon bonded to two similar groups. Okay, so here CH2 cannot show geometrical isomerism. Yes, this will show methyl H, Br, and I. So this becomes a correct answer. Here we have two methyl groups on the same carbon atom, and here we have two chlorine on the same carbon atom. Okay, so the correct option which can show geometrical isomerism is second. In question number 64, two geometrical isomers are possible to the following compound. Okay, so ethylidene bromide, guys, it is CH3CHBr2, right? So there is no geometrical isomerism possible in alkanes. Acetylene tetrachloride, so again it is an alkane, so there will be no geometrical isomerism here. Acetylene tetrabromide, again an alkane, so there will be no geometrical isomerism possible here. Acetylene dibromide. Okay, so yes, here we have, there will be one H and Br, so it is trans isomer, guys, and if you rotate it, like if you switch these two groups, then that will give you the cis isomer. Okay, so geometrical isomers are possible in this compound, right? Next question. The isomerism exhibited due to the difference in the size and nature of the alkyl groups attached to the same bivalent functional group is metamerism, right? So for instance, ether, I can have two carbons on the either side, or I can have one carbon on one side and three carbons on the other side. So okay, so the first compound is ethoxyethane, second compound is methoxypropane, so they are related to each other as metamers, right? Malic acid and fumaric acids are they are cis trans isomers, right? So they're geometrical, they're related to each other as geometrical isomers. By a factor of RMS velocity of a gas at a given temperature is higher than its most probable velocity. Okay, so RMS velocity, guys, and the most probable velocity, it is under root 3 RT by M. Okay, guys, and this most probable velocity is 2 RT by M. So you can cancel out the constants, RT, RT, M, M. So it is under root 3 by 2. That is the correct answer. Most probable velocity of nitrogen is greater than the most probable velocity of chlorine at any given temperature. Correct, because velocity depends upon the molar mass is this, right? So nitrogen has lower molar mass, so it will have higher most probable speed, right, than chlorine. And molecular weight of nitrogen is less than the molecular weight of chlorine. Yes, it is 28 and it is 71. So both statements are correct. At what temperature the most probable velocity of O2 is equal to the RMS velocity of ozone at T degrees Celsius, right? Okay, so RMS velocity for oxygen is equal to the RMS velocity of ozone, right? So it is what? It is 3RT at what temperature most probable velocity for oxygen, right? Divided by molar mass, which is 32, it is equal to this. So this is 3R, right? Temperature in Kelvin, but in degree Celsius it is T plus 273. Okay guys, divided by molar mass for it is this. All right, now if you remove the square root. Okay, so we have to see the most probable velocity of oxygen. So yes, no big deal. Here it will be 2, right? Here it will be 2. So if we cancel out the square root, and this will give us 2RT divided by 32. It will be 3R T plus 273 divided by 48. So you guys can work it out. R will cancel it out. It will be, right. So T will be T plus 273. So which will be the correct answer? This one, guys. Okay. For ideal gas, the value of compressibility factor is always 1, irrespective of temperature and pressure, right? Because Z is equal to PV divided by nRT, and for ideal gas, PV is always equal to nRT. At ordinary temperature, hydrogen helium show positive deviation from ideal gas behavior because Z is always greater than 1 for them, right? At ordinary temperature, hydrogen helium molecules experience repulsions only. Yes, repulsive forces dominate in case of hydrogen helium because attractive forces are negligibly small because of the small molecular size, right? So statement 1 is incorrect and statement 2 is correct. With increase in pressure, the value of with increase in the value of pressure P, the plot of compression factor Z versus P of the hydrogen gas. Yes, guys, it is like this. If it is Z, if it is pressure, this the value of 1, and for hydrogen helium, the graph is like this, a straight line with a positive slope, right? So the value increases. The coefficient of viscosity of 4 liquids are given. Liquid which flows most slowly is the one which is having highest coefficient of viscosity, which is obviously P, right? The number of geometrical isomers. Okay guys, this will not show geometrical isomerism because of the two similar groups joined to one of the doubly bonded carbon atoms, and then we have two double bonds. So number of stereocenters is n, right? 2. So the number of geometrical isomers will be 2 raised to the power n, which is 2 raised to the power 2, that is 4. Okay, so this will be the number of geometrical isomers. How many optically active stereoisomers are possible for butane 3,2,3 diol? Okay, so guys, you will need to draw the structure. This is the meso form of butane 2,3-diol. Obviously, it has a plane of symmetry. It will not be optically inactive. It will be optically inactive because of the internal compensation. Okay. So other than this, we have two forms, right? So one is HOH and like this OH in HCS3, and other guys will be its mirror image. So those two will be related to each other as non-superimposable mirror images. That is enantiomers, and they will be optically active. So the two, a pair of enantiomers, right? The simplest alcohol which exhibits optical activity. Here we will see the presence of chiral carbon atom, right? So N-butyl alcohol, there is no chiral carbon in it. Butane-1-ol, there is no chiral carbon in it. Butane-2-ol, pentanol, both have chiral carbon, 1, right? But this is obviously smaller. So you can see, right? Hydrogen, methyl, ethyl, and hydroxy group. So it has a chiral carbon. Because it has only one chiral carbon, it will be optically active. Mesotartaric acid and L-tartaric acid are diastereomers. See, it is simple. Mesotartaric acid is the one, guys, which has a plane of symmetry, right? And L-tartaric acid, by definition, it is optically active, so it cannot have a plane of symmetry. So either this OH will be on the left and this OH will be here, or the vice versa, right? So they will not be related to each other as non-superimposable mirror images. They can't be enantiomers, so they have to be diastereomers, right? The absolute configuration, you'll have to find that out giving the priority orders. So maximum atomic number is of oxygen, so it is 1, it is 4, and it is carboxylic group, right? We have a phantom oxygen here, so we'll assume it is it has 3 bonds with 3 oxygen atom, right? So this is number 2 and this is number this substituent is number 3, right? So 1 2 3, so this is clockwise, this is R, right? In this case, again, you find out the configuration. This is 1, this is 2, this is 4, and this is 3, right? So it is coming out to be S, but because the highest priority group is on the front side, you switch the configuration to R. So both are configuration. Of the compounds which correspond to the general name dichlorocyclobutane, how many are optically active? Okay, so this is, guys, cyclobutane. Okay, you have to put two chlorine atom. You cannot put on the same carbon atom. There will be no chiral carbon. You cannot put them trans to each other because then there will be a plane of symmetry or a center of symmetry. So here we will put, right, 1 and this. Okay guys, so this is dichlorocyclobutane. In this there will be two forms, cis and trans. Okay guys, cis again will have a plane of symmetry. Okay, let I can draw that for you. Yes, so this is, yes guys, okay, so you can see there's a plane of symmetry, it cannot be optically active. Yes, trans will be, if I put hydrogen here and chlorine here, okay, so this will be optically active. There will be two enantiomers, non-superimposable mirror images, right? So it will be two. Enantiomers are molecules that have at least one carbonyl carbon, not necessary. Enantiomers are just molecules which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. So this is the most appropriate answer. The correct configuration, you can find that out guys, for this carbon. Let us give the priority order. It is 1 and then it is 4, and then if you find out, this carbon is bonded to 1 NH2, right? This carbon is bonded to 1 NH2, so you can find that out. So it will be 1 4, it will be 2, and it will be 3. Bring the least priority group on the vertical line, so I'm bringing it over here. So this is 1, this is 3, this is 2, and this is 4, right? So this is 1 2 3, so it is S configuration. Similarly, you can with the same procedure find the configuration for this carbon. It will come out to be R, right? So 2s 3R. Which of the following is compound has D configuration? In Fischer projection, always remember the most oxidized carbon is at the top, right? So I'll flip this molecule in the plane by 180 degree. So they will switch position, right? So OH will be this side and H will be this side. Same with this, right? But this, when you will switch it, when you will flip this molecule here, CH2OH, because it is the most oxidized carbon, so H will come here and NH2 will come this. So hydrogen on the left side, so yes, it has D configuration, capital D. Don't confuse it with the small d that shows dextro, okay? Number of enantiomers possible for this compound. So you have to find out how many chiral carbons are there. CH3, CHCl, and then CHCl and COH. Okay, so there are two chiral carbon atoms, guys, and this is not the symmetrical compound. So for unsymmetrical compound, if there are n stereocenters, total number of stereoisomers is 2 raised to the power n, which is 4. Okay, so there will be two pairs of enantiomers. Which of the following will have a mesoisomer? Mesoisomer is possible when the compound is a plane of symmetry. So 2-hydroxypropanoic, 2,3-dichloropentane, 2-chloropentane, you can draw them. They will not have a plane of symmetry, but 2,3-dichlorobutane will have, right? So you can draw that in the Fischer projection as well. So 2,3-dichlorobutane, yes, it will have a plane of symmetry in between. So this will be a correct answer. How many conformations does ethane have? Infinite, guys, because for the dihedral angle for eclipsed conformation is 0 degree, and for staggered it is 60. Now how many angles are possible between 0 and 60? Obviously infinite. The ratio of the RMS velocities of helium to methane, you can find that out, right? The RMS velocity for helium and RMS velocity of methane, right, at the same temperature. So the only factor that will matter is molar mass, right? So for helium, molar mass is 4, for methane, molar mass is 16. So this will be 4, it is 2:1, guys, okay? In Van der Waals equation of state, the constant B is a measure of volume occupied by the molecules, effective volume occupied by the molecules, which is actually the 4 times the molecular volume, right? RMS velocities of the two gases at the same temperature are U1 and U2, and masses are M1 and M2. Which of the following expression is correct? Obviously, if the temperature is same, their kinetic energies will also be same. So M1 U1 square will be equal to M2 U2 square half, right? So you will get this as the correct answer. At STP, the correct order of RMS velocity. Okay, the temperature is constant, so the only thing that will matter is molar mass, and it is inversely proportional to the square root of molar mass. So hydrogen will have the highest RMS. Then, as the molecular mass will increase, RMS speed will decrease. So this is the correct answer. Again, least RMS velocity is the one which is having highest molecular mass, which is for ClO2, because it is O2 XO2, right? So chlorine has the highest atomic mass. Okay, now in Maxwell-Boltzmann curve, if you guys remember, the graph looks something like this, and this peak of the graph corresponds to the most probable speed, right? It has the highest fraction, so that thing is fixed. F1 represents the fraction of molecules having most probably speed, so F1 will be maximum. Now obviously you guys know that average speed is greater than most probably speed, and RMS speed is still the greatest of all these speeds. And on this x-axis we take speed actually, okay? So the fraction will keep on decreasing, right? Fraction will keep on decreasing. For average it will be less, for RMS it will be least, because that is the highest speed. Guys, the compressibility factor is V molar real divided by V molar ideal, and if the conditions are STP, you guys know that this value is 22.4 liter, right? So if the compressibility factor of a gas is less than 1, so obviously molar volume is less than 22.4 liter for the real gas. If V is the observed molar volume of real gas and V ideal is the molar volume of the ideal gas, then yes, I told you it is the molar volume of real gas divided by the molar volume of ideal gas. Isomers which can be interconverted through rotation out of a single bond are conformers, right? So the isomers which cannot be interconverted through rotation about a bond, they are geometrical isomers as in alkenes, cycloalkenes, but which can be interconverted, they are conformational isomers, or also called conformers. Which is not true regarding conformers of ethane. Infinite exists, true, right? By precise experimental setup, no, because the rotation barrier is very small, so they undergo rotation at a very high speed, so they cannot be easily separated. Increasing temperature, yes, because eclipsed is less stable, so at lower temperature it will not have the energy to exist, right? But higher temperature, at higher temperature this is possible. Staggered conformer is lower torsional strain, yes, right? So this is not true, all are correct. For cis-2-butene, trans-2-butene, which of the following properties common? Okay, cis will have higher dipole moment, so it will have higher boiling point. Cis is less stable, so it will have higher heat of hydrogenation. But because the position of double bond is same in both the compounds, hydrogenation will lead to the same product. That is N-butane. When equal amounts of DNL isomers of the same compound are mixed, a complete racemic mixture is formed, right? Because there are two enantiomers having equal magnitude of rotation but in different opposite directions. You have to match them. Okay, dashed wedge, so it is correct. It is very easy. Dashed wedge away from the observer, solid wedge towards the observer, and normal bond is in the plane of the paper. When hydrogen atoms of the two carbon atoms of ethane are maximum close, right? So they're one behind the other, the eclipsing, right? The conformation is eclipsed. You have to identify the correct statement. So all cis isomers are Z isomers? No, okay, because the system is different. Cis trans is used when we have two similar groups, and Ez is used Ez is assigned using a different set of rules, right? So I'll come to this statement. E isomer can also be cis isomer. It is not necessary, guys. Okay. For instance, if I take CH2, CH3 here, and CH3 here, yes. So yeah, all cis isomers are always Z isomers, not necessary. All trans isomers are always E isomers, not necessary. E isomers can also be cis isomer. Let's check. Okay. So here, it is cis isomer beyond doubt, right? Because the two methyl groups are on the same side. Let us check for E and Z, right? Out of methyl and ethyl, which will have higher priority? Ethyl, right? Because on the second point of difference, and then this will be 2. But here hydrogen methyl, which will have higher priority? Methyl, so it will be 1 and it will be 2. Okay, so these two higher priority groups are on the opposite side of the double bond, so they are E isomer, but at the same time they are cis isomer. So guys, there is no correlation, right? E can be cis, E can be trans, Z can be cis, Z can be trans, right? So this is the correct statement. That's all. Thank you.